After half throwing my computer out the window, I took a moment or two to process what I just watched. Joe Burrow lost us this game. That pick six, that other second pick, he lost us this game. Which sucks so bad to say out loud. Because he did play very good in this game. He played pretty damn amazing. I give him all the props in the world. But those two mistakes cost us this game. We were up 3 points with, 7 minutes to go at their 33-yard line. And this is a game that truly breaks my heart, man. This is a game that I feel like truly destroyed me mentally. Mentally, physically, emotionally, and everything above and beyond. Now, at the end of the day, right, in the end, those critical plays, obviously, Joe lost us the game in those ways. But obviously, it's not all on Joe. You can't ever put it on one player. You can never. Okay, there's always situations throughout the game you can look back and say, well, in this situation, we could have gotten a stop, right? We could have not allowed Josh Allen to run it for 40-yard touchdown, right? We could have not done this, that, or a third. There's always situations you can go back and say that. Obviously, in the end, the situation happened where Joe Burrow threw the pick six and he threw the other pick. And it sucks, man. It really does. And yeah, our season's over. And, it looked like we were going to have a miracle run. Looked like all the stars are lining up in the sky together. And, it's a game that we should have won. We should have won this game. I think overall-wise, we should have beat the Bills. And there's no excuse other than what we did to ourselves. We let him run for 40-yard touchdown. We let him go right down the field on us consistently in this game, and we give up 21 points in the fourth quarter. I'm sorry, Bills fans, but I'm not going to give you this. This was not you guys doing anything crazy special. This was us self-destructing and losing this game. And throwing a pick six in the fourth quarter and then throwing another pick, which already at your 30-yard line, and then giving up a Dalton Knox 30-yard catch after a holding call is pathetic. And we bungled it. We bungled it. That's the best way to put it at this point. We bungled it. But this is on us. This is 100% on us. And the sad part is we should have won this game. And we said the same thing versus the Jets when we should have won that game. We said the same thing versus the Bears when we should have won that game. And this is the story of this season. What seemed like maybe could be a magical run at the end, a magical chance to do something, has always ended with the same exact saying and the same exact words. We should have. We shoulda, coulda, woulda. We had so many chances this year to get it done. So many chances. And we did it to ourselves. We truly did. We had this game won. We had this game in the bag. We had this game finitoed, finished, and figured out. And we did everything humanly possible to lose this game. And it came down to two stupid interceptions, one for a pick six, one at the 30-yard line, by Joe Burrow. And at the end of the day, again, is Joe Burrow the reason we lost this game? At the end of the day, no. You can never put it on one player. Did those two interceptions really fluff us over? Absolutely. Right? And I know it's going to be like, oh, you can't put it on. I'm not putting the whole loss on Joe Burrow, but he's going to take a major part of this blame when he threw that pick six and then he threw the other pick. Now, the pick six was kind of tip pass, but still, it is what it is. We had a lot of passes in this game. T. Higgins didn't look like his same old self. A lot of times, he just did not catch a couple passes he probably should have caught. I don't know if that's because in this game he got concussed, and then he was also concussed before this game, with last week. And I don't know, man. Like, at the end of the day, you're out there, you play football, that's just how it works. But if I'm really putting anything on this game, I mean, again, offensively, we looked amazing. We really did. And Joe Burrow played a crazy great game until the very end where the interceptions happened. Our defense played a very good bend, don't break defense, but that's not how you can, when you're going against a team like the Bills, which again, like I said, I'm not trying to say the Bills aren't a good team. The Bills are a very good team, and I think they are a Super Bowl team, and I think they could go win the Super Bowl, and I think that they could go and, beat any team in the NFL and get the job done. I truly believe they can. But at the end of the day, I do not believe this was the Bills beating us. I believe this was us beating us. But again, like I said, at the end of the day, like, you can't make stupid mistakes like that. That's really what this comes down to. It's making stupid mistakes constantly over and over and over again throughout the season. We have seen this happen left, right, and center, and it's just a constant issue. This game, we could not run the ball, which against, the Bills defense, which has literally one of the worst run defenses in the league. Scratch that. We're actually the worst run defense, but they're very close to that. And I mean, we couldn't run the ball against their defense. We couldn't do anything against their defense in the run game. We could pass the ball, but, throughout the whole game, they did a really good job of shutting down Jamar Chase. It's heartbreaking, man. It's really heartbreaking. And I guess I have a lot of words in my brain right now, and a lot of those words I can't say on screen right now because, a lot of those words are very negative, bad things to say out loud because I am really pissed, okay? I'll be honest, after this game, I cried, okay? That's another reason why this video is coming out later. And yeah, I cried like a baby. Fetal position and all. Because, I love this team. I do. And to lose like that, it's painful. It's painful. It's heartbreaking. Especially given everything that has gone on this season. But it is what it is, It is what it is. We were focused on the draft from here on out. Looks like the Steelers are going to win the division. They're going to win the AFC North. So they're going to take the AFC North. The Ravens probably going to not make the playoffs. We're not going to make the playoffs. And we're just going to have to accept the fact that, it was a really, really, really bad year. And it's been a really bad year for the last 3 years. And we got to accept the fact that every year is a bad year. And this is, frustrating. It really is. Do I think they're going to fire Zach Taylor? No. Because I'll be honest with you. I think, honestly speaking wise, I think we're going to beat the Ravens next week. We're going to go 5-9, right there. I could see us beating the Cardinals. I could see us beating the Dolphins. And I could see it beating the Browns. And I could see us finishing this season with an 8-9 record. And we're going to be one game out of the AFC North because I think the Steelers will finish with 9-8 record. And we just got to accept that. And it's a hard pill to swallow. It really is. So, in the end, if you are someone who believes in conspiracy theories, right? Buffalo won this game by 5 points, and the spread was 5.5. So if you're a conspiracy theorist, and you're like, hey, I believe the NFL is rigged and the NFL cheats for stuff like that and Vegas controls the world, blah, blah, blah. Well, there you go. There's your spread. And by the way, the Ravens spread going into that Ravens game was 5 points, and the Ravens lost by 5 points. So you're wondering, right? And you're like, hey, conspiracy theory here. Well, the Ravens lost by 5 and the Bengals lost by 5. Both of those games had a 5-point spread. Now, Bengals 5.5, but a lot of sportsbooks had the the Buffalo Bills at -5. So a lot of people took the Bills at -5. Ravens were -5 too, and the Ravens lost, and the Bills won. So take that for what you want. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. We lost.